Well, good morning, everyone at Sunset Hills. It's Friday the 13th. Unfortunately, it's Terry Walsh. Good to see you this morning. I just want to make you aware of some changes that we're making on the campus effective today in order to try to help combat the surge in COVID-19 that we've been seeing. And we've actually been seeing a surge of COVID-19 right on our own campus. We've got, at this point in time, 18 of our units, so some of them have couples in them, married couples, but 18 units across the campus in independent living who are quarantined at this point, either because they already have COVID-19 or they're waiting for a test result for COVID-19, or they were in contact and maybe had been exposed to somebody who's been tested positive for COVID-19. And so that's creating a little bit of a concern for me across the campus. And so we're beginning to work on shutting down our visitor policy that's going to be effective today at noon. And so I just wanted to make a quick announcement to all of you that we are going to be prohibiting visitors from coming to the campus, particularly in independent living, effective at noon today, like we did a few months ago, and you remember when we did that. So we're, in order to try to keep the COVID-19 coronavirus off of the campus and out of independent living, and to give us a little bit of breathing room to help clear the air of what we've already got on the campus, we're going to shut down the campus to visitors coming on campus, unless they are essential visitors and caregivers, just like we did before. So if somebody is a home health provider for you or supportive services provider, and it's absolutely essential that they come in to do the work that they have to do for you, then that is still permitted. But for family members and visitors, we are going to be prohibiting visitors from coming in to visit with you. We're going to have guards posted outside in the driveway like we did before in order to try to eradicate the COVID-19 coronavirus from the campus. We do know that some of our residents contracted the coronavirus from friends and family who have come onto the campus in recent days and left the coronavirus behind with our residents. We know that that has happened, and we want to try to stop doing that. The entire community, the state, the county, the country, the world has had a surge in COVID-19, as we all know, if anybody's watching the news, and it's beginning to affect us as well. So in order for us to try to tamp that down, clear the air, and try to eradicate it from the campus once again, we're going to try to restrict the introduction of additional COVID-19 to the campus. So I regret having to do this, but I think it's in everybody's best interest that we restrict visitors from coming into the campus. There will be guards at the gate. Family members can drop off essential supplies for you at the clubhouse entrance like we used to before. No matter where you live on campus, they can drop them off there with your name clearly written on it. And then we will make sure that we get that distributed to you, and you can pass that word on to your family members and your friends who wanted to bring you a package. But we're not going to permit them to come into the buildings or onto the campus other than to drop off packages. We're probably going to be doing this for a couple of weeks because it's going to take us 14 days or so to make sure that we're clear again of COVID-19. Again, I hate to do that. We are still canceling all of our group activities. That will also remain in effect. So there won't be any group meetings or group activities. We're not going to have any in dining room dining. All of the food is going to be distributed to you as it has been already for some period of time. And we're going to do this in order to try to eradicate COVID-19 from the campus. We have many employees who have also come down with COVID-19 or who are pending a test result. So it is definitely spreading, and it's beginning to have a significant impact on our own campus, and that's why we're taking these measures. We have 4 residents in the care center alone who have tested positive for COVID-19. We have reestablished our COVID care center there, and we're caring for them very well. Those residents are doing fine, but they have tested in routine testing for COVID-19, and we've established our COVID care center there for them in order to help them recover and get back to normal there as well. So we are feeling the effects of COVID-19 right now, right here on the Sunset Hills campus. We are not locking you down. We're not quarantining the entire campus, and there's no requirement for you to remain in your apartments and away from everybody else. In fact, I would still like you to go work out in the exercise rooms and walk around and get some exercise. But we're not going to gather in floor meetings. We're not going to have other committee meetings in person. And we're not going to have meals in the dining room. I really hate to say this and do this. I wish it hadn't happened, but we have got to get this under control. And we know that in some cases, it's been coming from visitors off campus that have brought it onto the campus. I'm not restricting anybody or asking you to restrict from going off campus for essential trips. If you need to do those, just like we did before, if you've got a medical appointment, then continue to go to your medical appointment. You got to do what you have to do, and then making the essential trips to the grocery store or wherever you have to go. Those things need to happen. Those are your personal affairs and your business, and you do that. But I would discourage you from just going out to visit friends and family for the next couple of weeks, to try to refrain from coming in contact with somebody who may not even know that they have COVID-19. So I would ask and strongly discourage any unnecessary non-essential trips off of the campus so that we can try to also keep you clear from coming in contact with COVID-19 out off campus, like where the rest of the world is experiencing COVID-19. So again, starting at noon today, no visitors allowed on the campus. We will be stopping them at the gate, and unless they're dropping something off for you at the front portico of the clubhouse, then they will be asked to turn around and leave. And also for you to voluntarily restrict any non-essential trips for yourself off campus. Unless you really have to go do something, I would discourage you from leaving and doing that. We are going to do our level best to try to step up a little bit some of the treats that we're providing, try to make things a little bit more festive and interesting. You can still walk around the campus and do what you have to do. The people who are affected at this point are quarantined, so they're not out and about. The rest of you can still mill around the campus and do what you need to do without gathering in groups. And so when we have special treats available in the lobbies and so on, I encourage you to participate in those sorts of things, because you're not locked down to your apartments, and that's not what we're asking you to do. It's not a complete lockdown and quarantine. It's just a restriction on visitors coming into the campus and an encouragement for you to restrict your own leaving the campus unless you have a really essential trip to make. We're planning to do this for the next 2 weeks because it would give us 14 days to try to purge COVID-19 from the independent living part of the campus as much as possible. I ask for your indulgence and your cooperation and your understanding for this while we try to clear up our own independent living population as well as our employee population and try to get us back to normal. I am still looking forward to trying to have our Christmas galas. That's a little ways down the road. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And we will be working out what we do for Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm going to have a meeting soon with my staff to try to figure out how we're going to do that and make it the best possible experience we can for you. And so we are continuing to work very hard to make sure that we can provide the best service and care for you that we can. But my number one priority is to help try to keep you safe and away from COVID-19, which is now getting mixed in with flu seasons and the change of seasons and allergies and everything else everybody has. So please continue to monitor your own symptoms. If you feel that you may have any of the symptoms of COVID-19, don't hesitate to call Amy Meek and report it. She's getting lots of phone calls. Some of them are merely flu related symptoms or allergy symptoms and those sorts of things, but let Amy figure that out and sort that out for you. If you have any doubts or questions whatsoever, give her a call. I appreciate your time. Let's get through this together. We're all working hard to try to get through this and get through this surge that the entire world is feeling right now, and let's try to keep it off of our own campus. Thank you very much. Bye.